Hey everyone, this is Arisen with Silent Sabers TV, and I'm bringing you news on Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. So we've been hearing that a new patch will be coming out for a while now in December, and it's finally here. So I've been hearing good things about this one, so let's go ahead and dive in. Okay, so today we've received patch notes for the patch that's coming out tomorrow. So over here, as you can see here, so let's get into it. Game mode adjustments. Alright, so first one, we're finally getting all the stages being able to be selected in offline local co-op mode. Something that we should have had from the beginning, but it's greatly appreciated that they listened and added it in now. Functionality adjustments. Okay, so battle setup. A function allowing you to change the character's display method has been added, and the My Sets function has been added for team members. I really like this one, so then now when you go online, just like in Naruto Storm 4 or Connections, whichever Naruto CC2 game, you could set your favorite teams so that you can always just cycle through them without having to go through each and every character. And then for that first one, looking at one of the brief, little snippets at the Barcelona finalist games, it allows you to kind of like pick like one Goku and then have all his transformations, kind of like how we had in the old BT3 games. Okay. So now ranked match, player match, you can now skip the intro battle animations. I really like this one, even though something small. I think this is a really nice touch, just because some characters have really long dialogues, and if you're able to get rematches with somebody, being able to skip them and get them right into the action is really nice. Okay. You can now set your team to hidden or reveal to your opponent when editing your team. Nice. And then custom battle mode. Text can now be sorted alphabetically. So I haven't played around with custom battle mode too much, but I have heard so far that the text being sorted alphabetically is something that's going to be a really big help when creating custom battles. And then options, you can now set the battle camera distance to be closer. So I'm really interested to see how this one works, because I don't know how that's going to affect gameplay, how your character moves, how everything flows and fights, and how your character fights in this mode. So I'm definitely curious to see what that looks like. And now to the big one, battle system adjustments. Alright, so high speed dragon dash, so it's a new action. This new quick movement action where you can move quickly towards your opponent has been added. Perform with R2 and holding X. So I wonder how this is going to be different than your regular just charge and double tapping X to fly directly behind your opponent. What new combos can be stringed together with this one. And going now to smash attack. You will no longer be someone being hit by rush ki blast when charging a smash attack. Okay. When charging a smash attack during a rush attack, charge time reduction based on hit count has been increased. And nice to add. Rush ki blast. The time between being able to fire the next rush ki blast after firing the maximum consecutive amount at once, different for each character, has been increased. I love this one already. There's a lot of characters that either have instant sparks, or characters like Broly, for example, who as soon as they get into sparking mode, they spam ki blast and try to go straight into their ult because it's unblockable. So this should definitely halt a lot of that online. Rush ki blast deflection, you can now move while deflecting rush ki blast. I think this is also a really nice one, just because a lot of times you can be getting hit with ki blast and it's making you deflect them while instead of just regular blocking, which an opponent can follow up with a rush attack or blast attack. So this may allow you, even if that is happening, to still be able to move out of the way of other attacks. Okay, now steps. You will now no longer be able to be hit by certain attacks immediately after performing a step. Rush ki blast and smash ki blast can now also be evaded. Oh, okay. So I think this refers to when you either do like that X dash in if you're on PlayStation, and then circle, for example, where you like dash in, dash to the side. So it looks like it's going to be adding in more attacks where that can be evaded. And that's something that's actually nice. Z-burst dash, the amount of ki consumed when activating it has been increased. Okay. Burst smash, ki will no longer be consumed when activating it, and will instead consume an amount based on the distance traveled. Okay. I like to see how that's gonna impact some gameplay. I feel like not too many people use burst smash, or at least that I have encountered. Alright, and then blast damage has been increased when using a boost. I think that's good, because sometimes I don't feel like the damage is increased. This can also be bad depending on which character you're using, because some characters are really strong. So, see how that impacts everything. And then Z-Search. Z-Search will no longer lose track of your opponent when characters are swapped. I actually prefer this. And then you will now quickly regain sight of your opponent if they enter your line of sight from the front when Z-Search is not locked onto them. I think this is something that's definitely needed. A lot of times they're right in front of you, you're looking at them, and it's not locking onto them, and it's giving the opponent the time to charge up or do something else when you could be countering them. So definitely a nice add. Then Z counters, the input window has been shortened, okay. And Z counter will become more difficult to perform if performed consecutively. Alright. Key consume has been increased when successfully performing a Z counter. And then skill count increase speed has been reduced when successfully performing a Z counter. Oh, okay. So this is definitely going to be a nice add too. Now revenge counter. Skill count consumed when using perception against revenge counter has been reduced from 2 to 1. This one I'm a little bit worried about, just because it took 2 to use perception against revenge counter. I feel like that was a good balance to it. But now if it's someone else using 2 to use a Z counter and you're only using 1 to counter it, don't know how I feel about that one. I'll wait to see how that comes into play when the patch goes live. Okay. Rush attacks during sparking mode, gradual damage reduction, consecutive hits has been increased. I think that's actually a nice add, because there's a lot of times you're trying to get your counter off and it's not procting, and you're getting done for a lot of damage, especially against fusions. And I think overall just damage reductions on a bunch of consecutive hits, which is generally in other fighting games, this is definitely a nice add. Okay, combos. The final attack of aerial combos and aerial slash combos will no longer be interrupted by guarding. I actually like this one. I feel a lot of times you get, I don't know if it's the triangle delta combo, whatever it's called, where you'll do on PlayStation. Dash forward, or you'll punch them, do a low kick, push triangle again, triangle, square, and you'll do a combo where they kind of go in like a little delta or a little triangle there, knocks them in different directions very quickly. A lot of times you can block that second or third hit, which doesn't allow you to get off the full combo string. So things like that, where you're putting in skill and actually doing some of those combos, would be nice to actually have them work and go through, and either have the opponent have to vanish it or use their perception to counter it. Okay. And then character switching, health recovery rate of standby characters has been reduced. Like this one a lot. Especially if you're somebody who uses very few characters in DP battle. I think, well, it goes two ways. One, it's if you have a few characters, one is recovering is going to be slower, so it can hinder you. However, you're also stronger generally if you have a fusion character, or like a mastered or MUI Goku, or a full power Jiren, Beerus, one of those characters. It kind of hinders you there for having less characters, but at the same time, the opponent who has 5 weaker characters don't get healed so much, so you can actually fight them, and you're not worried about getting timed out. I think that's going to be a good add going on to ranked and just playing online in general. I think a big one right here, the Z-Burst Dash. Tackle done by giant characters during Z-Burst Dashes is now guardable. It's needed. No more spamming from across the whole entire map. Can't do anything about it. Alright, now skill adjustments. Skills that cost instant sparking mode. Skill count consumed has been increased. I think it's fine, but depending on how Vanish Wars goes still and how much of your meter fills up, I think this won't really make too much of a difference for certain characters. Especially when I think adding something like key sickness would be more beneficial. Skills that increase stats in general. Skill count consumed has been decreased. Okay. See how that one affects. I think that one will more so affect weaker characters. After image strike, another big one. Effect duration has been reduced to 10 seconds and will be removed if your opponent uses perception while you are under the effect. think this is a good balance and nerf to Aftermath Strike right now. False Courage skill count has been increased from 1 to 2. This one I don't know how to feel too much about it. I understand androids using this especially to try to dash behind you and grab you. However, it is generally for the weaker characters that do have False Courage, so kind of in the middle between this one. Technique, all I need is 5 seconds. Skill count consumed has been increased from 3 to 2. Status increased upon activation has been increased. Okay. Stardust Barrier, you can now activate it while receiving melee attacks from the front. I actually like this one because using SS Super Saiyan Blue Gogeta can only be used. It's very rarely where it can be used. This kind of gives him another out, especially because the only other move he has is instant transmission. So blast adjustments, long range blast and ultimate blast, speed has been reduced. Okay. Super Vegeta Final Kamehameha, Ki consumed and damage has been increased. Okay. Goku Mini Quick Rush, trajectory can now be changed while rushing, and that's fine. Mr. Satan Present Bomb, increased ending lag after activation. Okay. Then that one I can see. No, when people use Hercule, it's normally as just to have a 5th person, so I don't see that one as too much of an issue. Okay, character adjustments. Dr. Giro. Health and Ki amount absorbed on successful throw has been adjusted. Damage, Dragon Dash, Quick Ascend and Quick Descend now consume Ki. This was shown at I think the France quarterfinals competition, where some people exploited this to kind of show Bandai, so I'm glad that they're including it now. Cell second form, you can now skip the throw. Cooler, amount of health restored upon transform has been increased. Okay, and then Grade A Vegeta and Dr. Wheelo, maximum health has been reduced. This one was definitely needed, especially for Wheelo. He starts off with 4 health bars, which I don't think is something that he really needs, especially with how they were doing with the Z dashes before, but now that that's also gone. Well, I still think it's something that's needed, especially for a lot of these giant characters, other than like someone like Janemba. And other than that, we have improved performance and ease of use. Alright, so that's all for the patch notes. Now, I think Bandai did a really good job with this patch that's coming live tomorrow. I'm excited to hop into the game and play. One thing I do want to see eventually is the rage quitting, which I think a good solution to that would be if somebody rage quits, okay, they won't ban them because some people have connection issues still. However, what you can do is that they don't gain any points, they stay where they are, but the match still continues with the person left behind, and it goes instantly to them winning and giving them their points. So if people want to rage quit, okay, fine, they don't go down, they don't lose their ranking. However, they don't go up neither, and the person who used the actual time in the match actually benefits from it. So that's all for today. If you liked the video, leave a like, comment, subscribe. Tune into the next one. See ya.